It's time to review this archetype I've probably hated for a while. Alars. Alars is an archetype that relies on its actions to control the battlefield. Some actions just display green or red studs, but some are really beneficial for Alars and are annoying to deal with. Take Splinter Slice for example. Alars have decent early game, however, it doesn't have an overtuned start like Pixies where you can just simply crap out 2 Pixie starters and you automatically win. However, in this case, the early game feels a bit slow. One, you can't even base plate the actions anymore, which sucks because back then you could, which is the reason why they got nerfed back then, but yeah. Also, you gotta rely on actually getting 2 starters out to get the full discount, so basically you gotta rely on your starters, you gotta rely on your Alars a lot, you gotta hope that they don't die super early. Also, you gotta heavily rely on your actions to give yourself a fighting chance, which is why in most games I barely play Aether Tamer, not even at all. You will often break a lot, and at most you won't even draw your own starters. In my experience, I've drawn 0 of the Alars starters possibly 3 times, one of them 4 times. So pretty much you do break sometimes, but not as much. You won't usually get a good starting hand, however. And that's when I automatically lose every game if I'm running pure Alars. The top ends are really cool, like Allard Blade Chaser, since it gives you Splintered Slice, and that is one of my favorite actions from this archetype. I love Splintered Slice, I love bread, and that's pretty much it. And one, because the art goes hard, and second, I simply love bread. Overall, Alars is just okay. They usually do not have a good start, and you can barely play the game if you don't draw a single starter. At all times, you would be running low on colorless. By the time you play the starter actions, your opponent already set up their board and you can't really do much about it. The thing is, since the meta relies on pretty fast decks right now, and control decks that counter it, Alars are unfortunately too slow to catch up, and since then, people would rather stick to Pixies than Alars because of that, and that's one of the reasons as well. And another reason is because Pixies are more new, and people love control, so that's why. And Alars aren't really as much of a control archetype. However, in most cases, they're just matchups where you can't even win at all. Even then, I think Alars could still have a chance to shine in this game still. People have splashed Blade Chaser, which is really interesting, actually. I've even tried it myself, and in my experience, it's really cool, and I think it's really underrated to splash. I don't see many people splash Blade Chaser, but that's probably because the new Necro Syndicate brawl is going on, and people are playing Lord Breakers right now. So yeah. Right now, they're at the top of the leaderboard the last time I've checked. Either way, pure Alars, even if they were splashed, could barely see enough play nowadays because many decks always have bread, and Alars can't really reply with anything to get hit with bread. Simply, they cannot fight back anymore the moment they get infinitely bread. Not only that, you can barely do anything if you don't have at least 2 Alars fighters because you cannot even get the full discount of the actions. Otherwise, casting all the actions just to force tempo is going to eat up all your studs and all of your colorless studs as well. That is why I don't see this archetype being played a lot, and I think it's pretty hard to play with this archetype nowadays in general.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He honey for my popcorn.